Hey everyone, it's Nidoking back with more Warrior Within. Last time we managed to climb quite a distance up the mechanical tower, and now we're faced with just one guard. Oh, of course it's an ambush. Very little threat, as you can see. Ah, bet you thought I was going to jump over that guy, but no, I jumped over the other guy. And that's really as much interest as I'm going to get out of a fight like that. So there's an obvious button up on the wall over there. Let's see what it does. Wow, that really doesn't give you a whole lot of time to get on it. And now we get into a much more interesting room than the last one, I think. Not so much because it's got interesting enemies or interesting traps or anything, just, well, you'll see. And once again, my charged attack fails to work. Alright, moving on.
What do you want from me?
You know, I haven't seen that guy in quite a while. And frankly, I'm not really sure what the prince is asking there, because he doesn't seem to want anything. He's just running away. I mean, yeah, I guess it was one time when he threw an axe at the prince, but... Alright, got through almost unscathed. And over here we have a trap-filled corridor. I happen to remember this one quite well. If I remember right, this is one of the trickier trap-filled corridors to get through. And the reward is surprising. Okay, that really wasn't too bad. But this doesn't look like the usual life upgrade corridor, does it? Nope, just a chest. Yep. And we've still got to get back through the trap-filled corridor. Seems like a lot of work for a chest. I think that may be the most difficult chest to get to in the entire game.
He's no match for me.
Oh well. At least I got a chest. And these guys still take way too many hits. Have I not proven I can kill these guys by now?
It was a miss.
It was not a miss. I hit you. Or are you trying to say it was a mistake? Because yes, it was a mistake to mess with me. You're already dead. Alright, this wheel is moving a little fast, so let's slow it down. You know, some people have said they've managed to make it through some of these really fast-moving traps without slowing time. Well, if that's what you want to do. Guess it makes sense when they don't refill your sand when you're done. They usually do. Get more mechanisms running. Get an elevator. And I think I want to head back this direction. That's not a ledge I can grab. I always miss these wall jumps. Now, before I go into that room, I want to pop back and take a look at this area over here where the sand wraith was before. Okay, we get to fight an exploding dog. Nothing new there. And there's another chest. And this lever, which has already been pulled. That's the one that the sand wraith pulled at the beginning of the cutscene, which started some of the machinery over on the other side of the room. No time to think about that. Golem. And as usual, you just need to make sure to stay behind him as much as you can. Now I'm going to try to kill him without getting thrown off. Alright, that lasted a long time. I believe in this version of the game there's actually a trophy or achievement for not getting thrown off while fighting one. There we go. Hey! That was cheap. You gotta give me time to smack you on the head there. Well, at least there's one or two more of these guys in the game. I can try to get one done the right way later. For now, managed to do enough damage to him over the 3 times I got on his back to get the job done. Yeah, I really don't think that needed to be in slow motion. See if we can refill one more sand tank here. Okay, I don't think I can actually hit that one. Plenty more stuff to break. I don't know what the actual probability is of finding a sand drop in any given breakable object, but this seems really anomalous to me. And another one, I just cannot get a good angle on these things. Alright, one more barrel. And that way looks a little dangerous. I'm going to skip it for now. Make my way down this corridor instead. And there's a chest. Hooray! And those spikes look pretty nasty. There is absolutely no way to get down that hallway at this time. That's going to be an exit later. So, the exploding demon dog on the wall. And I swing too early. Pretty sure I'm not going to survive that fall, so try again. Definitely one of the toughest things you've got to do in the game, and it's going to eat up your sand. As for this thing, you got to roll through those gaps at the bottom, which requires a little bit of reaction time. Not too difficult, even in the water. And here's a lever that hasn't been pulled yet. Finally, we have a destination. It seems almost weird to go into a big room without a cutscene showing me where I'm supposed to go. Just gotta kill a couple of these guys. Which, for some reason, I can't run up that wall. There we go. Counter's done right. And I could slide down that banister, but I don't think I want to do that. Banister. Right, that's the word for it. And we get to deal with spiky saw blades and ropes again. Let's see if I can get the timing better this time. I think the frequencies are different, so I've got plenty of opportunity to get past. And, yep, here's another one of those corridors where you gotta climb on top of the pounding block and then wall run over. That one's pretty easy. They get harder. And our friend the waterfall curtain, which means that once again, we get to push buttons. And I don't trust it this time. I'm going to push that button a second time just to make absolutely sure that's not the one I was supposed to push. And of course, it's the last one. Which one comes next? Not that one. Eeny, meeny, miny. Not that one. Yep, it's the last one I pushed again. And the third one? Hey, what do you know? It's the last one I pushed again. I think this is the greatest number of buttons you can possibly have to push without getting the right solution. Aren't these puzzles fun? Okay, maybe not, but I'll tell you what is fun. Getting a new power. And since the last one was just an extra sand tank, this time we better get something amazing. That's what I'm talking about. Ravages of Time. This is the best sand power in the game, at least for fighting. I mean, yeah, the rewind is very handy outside of combat. This is pretty much the way to use your sand when you're fighting bad guys. I'll be showing it off later, I'm sure, but essentially, you remember the Mega Haste power from Sands of Time, where everything stops and you just go from bad guy to bad guy, slicing them up? It's kind of like that, only not quite the same. And cheaper. And this is tricky. You've got very little time to start your wall run, and then you've got to make sure to jump onto the next crushing block, or it will crush you. And this corridor is about the same, except the saw blade doesn't go quite as far down, so you gotta make sure to go under it. And then across. No, there is no wall there, and I'm already starting to run low on sand. Goody! I see where I need to go. Talk about look before you leap. They just make things kind of dark, and you can't always tell where you're supposed to go, and whether this wall run is about to kill you. This could be a record for the slowest moving spiked log. And again, I keep saying this over and over when we go from one time period to the other. I really like seeing the way the architecture is exactly the same and just worn down by time. Well, I know where to go. That's the charge attack I've come to know and love. It destroys things when you actually manage to make it work. Now I just gotta fight a whole bunch of exploding dogs. That jump actually worked really well. And now I want to slide down the tapestry. Hey look, it's the one time when you don't jump from the tapestry when you get to the bottom. Well, it caught me by surprise. And this is exactly the same way that I went before. Just a lot noisier. Fortunately, the elevator's still running. There's a lot of clockwork here that has failed over the years. It's good to see the things I really need to use still work. Unfortunately, they boarded up the door. That's alright. Take care of these guys. Except there's a lot of them. Yeah, I probably should have used the Ravages of Time, but Eye of the Storm is cheaper. And it's enough to get the job done. All I got left is that ninja. Stop! dodging! I'm running out of things to throw at you! Alright. Wait until he moves, and then take his head off. Brilliant. And here we get a nice helpful message that kind of ruins the most interesting puzzle in the game. Well, I'm sure there will be other instances where I have to use exploding enemies to blow up doors. I'll catch one of them there eventually. Just gotta make sure that he explodes next to the door. Alright, that was easy. I think they respawn infinitely until you've actually got the door open. But whatever. Couple places I gotta check out before moving on. So like over here I can get a weapon, I can refill sand tanks if I need to, and no more chest. And of course we've got that corridor over there that was previously full of spikes and inaccessible. Yeah, it's got even more inaccessible. Now it's completely collapsed. But it is filled with water instead of death. Water is life. Life is good. It's never a waste of time to fill up your health. And fortunately, that little ledge is sticking out there, which I can use to climb back up. Otherwise, I would be trapped. And then life wouldn't be all that good, would it? No exploding dogs here. And now the floor is covered with water, so I can fill up my health. This was a waste of time after all. I want to get across this gap, but can't use the wall there, so I guess I just jump. And yeah, rolling under this thing is hard. Of course, I don't see anywhere to go from here. I mean, obviously I want to kill that guy, but wall running is not an option. Can't get that way. Floor's collapsed. Nothing to jump to over there. Ah, I see it. Down. It's always the last place I look. I mean, going down never seems like a good idea, because it might be hard to get back up. And there's the door I've been trying to get to all this time. So, in the past, I went from the bottom of this room up to the top, and then in the present, I just had to go back down again. Nice cinematic quality on the jump there. And that went right through it. Right through. Fortunately, the lion sword takes care of that guy, no problem. Now I just got to get through the trap-filled corridor again, with considerably less traps, I suppose. No obvious way around it, gotta roll under it. Ow. Okay, maybe I just mistimed that. No, I don't think it's possible to get through there. So, there must be something that I'm missing. Not over there. And I can't go that way. So... Huh. This is kinda weird. Yet another one of those times when I get frustrated because I know I'm missing something really obvious. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, that really doesn't seem particularly obvious. But it worked. Whatever. And I'm back to where I got the chest again. Lots of enemies. You know what that means. Ravages of time. There you go. And it only costs 2 sand tanks. A far cry from the old every power tank you have thing. it's just perfect. You can kill almost any group of enemies in one use of it. And now the tower is actually rotating, where in the past it wasn't, which is kind of a reversal from the way it's been most of the rest of the places I've been here. So we actually get to climb up the tower, which was nothing but a bonus previously. I think that's kind of neat. Not kind of neat, the perspectives in this room. Yeah, I'm actually climbing along the back there. You can't see me because the pole is in the way. And now just keep jumping from the walls to the rotating platforms in the middle. And miss a jump. This is the downside of Ravages of Time. If the enemies don't replenish your sand tanks, you're running very low. And I don't think I can hit that button from here. Oops. That's not what I was supposed to do. And I could probably just have rewound, but I'm definitely saving my one remaining sand tank for later. Can't jump straight up to the next ledge, so I'm over there. Maybe that's something I can grab onto? Yeah, it really doesn't look like it. But now, this is the tricky part. I gotta get through that door on the right, so I have to jump over, hit the button, not miss. Gotta climb to the front edge here so that I can jump to the button, back to the ledge that I just left, and then through the door. Takes some practice to get the timing right. And with that done, I think this video's gone on long enough. Next time we'll continue exploring the mechanical tower in the present, and who knows? We may get a visit from an old friend. Or the Dahaka.